three people can sit in the exact same meeting room.
Right.
They have the exact same job title.
Yeah.
They might even have the exact same level of experience, like on paper.
Yeah.
And yet, when that meeting ends, only one of them will be remembered 5 minutes later.
That is so true.
Why does that happen? I mean, I wonder about this all the time. We have all seen this play out in real life. You have a junior team member who can just shift the entire direction of a company choice, and they never even raise their voice or make a big demand. Or someone else has, 0 people reporting to them, but half the office waits to hear what they think before making up their own mind.
Yeah, they become the anchor.
Exactly. And then on the flip side, you have a manager with a big corner office and a fancy title. They state something out loud, and the words just sort of vanish into thin air.
Just swallows the idea whole.
Yeah. No one acts on it.
Yeah.
Silence just takes it. It is a quiet contradiction that I think so many of us feel, but we rarely have the words for it. Why do some people just naturally command a room without needing the title?
It is a deep mystery. But it happens in almost every workplace, every single day.
It really does.
Many of us are raised to believe that a job title equals power. That is what society tells us. But when we just observe human behavior, it tells us a completely different story.
So what is that story? Like, where does that invisible pull actually come from?
Well, to truly see it, we actually have to look backward, far before modern office spaces even existed. Think about early human survival.
Okay, going way back.
Right. Our lines formed in tribal groups. And back then, knowing if someone was safe mattered. It mattered so much more for your survival than knowing if they were the smartest person in the group.
Wow, okay. Safety over smarts.
Exactly. If someone was brilliant, but you could not trust them, they were a threat, period. And our minds are still wired with that exact same focus.
That makes a lot of sense.
So when a person walks into a room, the threat radar in our brain scans them for warmth, safety, and trust in just a flash. We judge trust first, and with far more feeling than we judge their skill or their resume.
I love that. We are basically dealing with an ancient security system operating in a modern boardroom.
That is exactly what it is.
I always sort of think of a formal job title as being kind of like a VIP wristband at a crowded club.
Oh, that is a great way to put it.
Right. You walk up to the door, you flash the wristband, and the bouncer just lets you right in. It is a shortcut.
Yeah, complete shortcut.
The brain's threat radar is that bouncer, and the title just proves that someone else in charge has already checked you out and said you belong. But I guess what you were getting at is that without the wristband, you are not powerless. You just have to prove to the bouncer that you belong there through your actions, rather than, borrowing trust from a piece of paper.
Precisely. The VIP wristband gets you in the door, but it does not make you the life of the party.
Right.
The challenge for many of us is that before we even attempt to build that quiet trust, we need to understand the hidden ways we accidentally give it away.
Ooh, giving it away.
How do
we do that?
Well, it usually stems from worrying about our place. It is this constant hum in the background worry about whether we actually have the right to take up space.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think almost everyone secretly feels that.
They do. It is deeply human.
How does that actually show up, though? Because I feel like no one openly says, hey, I am worried about my status today, but you can feel it when someone has it, right?
You absolutely feel it. You see it in tiny, hidden habits. People feeling this worry tend to over-explain their ideas.
Yes, I catch myself doing that.
We all do. It is as if the idea itself is not strong enough to stand alone, so we build a wall of words around it.
To protect it.
Exactly. Or they use pre-apologies, starting sentences with, I know this might be a silly idea, but...
Oh, the classic pre-apology. It just drains the power right out of the room.
It does. Or another common one is just agreeing quickly with the group, simply to avoid friction, even when they have a really valid other view.
Just to keep the peace.
Right, because keeping the peace feels safer than standing out.
And I imagine this worry does not stay exactly the same over time. It probably shifts depending on what stage of life or work you are in.
It absolutely shifts.
Yeah.
It changes shape as we grow. Think about when people are in their 20s.
Okay, yeah, the early days.
The worry mostly takes the form of a comparison trap.
Yeah.
You are surrounded by people with more years under their belt, so you fall into waiting for permission.
Waiting for someone to call on you, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
You wait for someone to officially ask for your thoughts. Or you wait for a big promotion to finally feel like your voice has weight.
Which is such a dangerous trap, because if you wait for the title to start acting like a leader, you might never get the title in the first place. You are just stuck.
You are totally stuck. And then, as people move into their 30s, It brings a totally different pressure.
What happens in the 30s?
That is when work goals, money needs, and life changes all crash together at once.
Oh, yeah, the expectations just pile up.
They really do. The body and mind get heavily taxed. From a physical standpoint, this steady stress builds up stress chemicals in the body.
Right.
And that actually blocks the clear thinking part of the brain. So the worry shifts from waiting for permission to a deep, heavy self-doubt.
Like an imposter feeling.
Exactly. The pressure makes them doubt their own inner compass.
Wow. And then what about later, like the 40s and beyond?
By the time many people reach their 40s, the trap often becomes a fixed mindset.
Meaning they just accept things as they are?
Yes, they might look at their work history and conclude, well, I am just not a natural leader. I am a follower, and it is too late to change.
Which is so sad because it feels so final.
It does feel final to them, but human biology strongly denies that. Our minds are always changing. They're built for growth.
Always plastic. Right.
Always. In fact, post-40 is often when people discover their strongest inner power.
Really? Why is that?
Because they finally shift away from worrying about what they're doing, and they gain deep clarity on why they're doing it.
Ah, the purpose becomes clear.
Exactly. And that inner clarity acts as a massive magnet for trust. People naturally follow someone who knows exactly why they're there.
Wait, I need to go back to something you said a minute ago. I want to ask about one of those hidden habits.
Sure. What is it?
You talked about over-rehearsing or over-explaining our thoughts before speaking, but isn't rehearsing what you're going to say just being prepared?
That is a very fair question.
So, like, society tells us to prepare for big moments and know our stuff. Where is the line between good, solid prep and just anxious over-rehearsing?
It is a subtle line, but it is all about the hidden motive. Healthy prep is focused on the work and the people you are talking to.
Okay.
It is asking yourself, what is the core problem we need to solve, and what facts do I need to bring?
So it's outward focused.
Yes, entirely. Over-rehearsing, though, stems from a deep fear of being judged.
Ah, okay.
You aren't really planning the facts, you're planning the exact rhythm of your words to try and control what other people think of you.
Wow, that hits home. You are trying to manage their perception.
Right. And when you over-rehearse out of fear, you strip away the natural flow and the feeling of being real. You sound stiff.
Almost like a robot reading a script.
Exactly.
Oh.
And ironically, that threat bouncer in the brain we talked about earlier, it flags that stiff tone as fake, which actually lowers trust.
That makes a lot of sense. You are trying to keep your ego safe rather than trying to make the group succeed.
That is exactly the shift.
Which brings up a really big question for me. If having power isn't a job title and it isn't delivering a perfectly rehearsed speech, what actually builds it?
Well, if we look at how human trust forms, it breaks down into a few very clear parts. Think of it almost like a simple math problem.
Okay, I like simple math.
Trust comes down to a mix of three good things: expert knowledge, being steady, and safety.
Expert knowledge, being steady, and safety.
Right. But there is a catch. All three of those are weighed against one negative thing: self-focus.
Oh, that is interesting. Let's unpack those three good ones first.
Sure. Expert knowledge is simple. Do you know what you're talking about? Do you have the skills?
Okay, the baseline stuff.
Then there is being steady. This is your track record.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do what you say you will do? Do you show up on time?
The day-to-day habits.
Right. And the third is safety or closeness. Can people share sensitive ideas with you without fear that you will judge them or use it against them?
Okay, so you want all three of those to be as high as possible.
Yes, you want them high, but the entire thing rests on that last piece: self-focus.
Meaning how much you are looking out for yourself versus looking out for the group.
Exactly. You could be
Wow.
totally brilliant with massive skills. You could hit every single goal so your track record is perfect.
Yeah.
But if your self-focus is high meaning, you're clearly just trying to get the credit or make yourself look good, your overall trust goes way down.
It just wipes out all the good stuff.
It does. Dropping your self-focus is the absolute fastest way to make people trust you more.
That idea of self-focus is such a brilliant way to frame it. It kind of reminds me of trying to plan a night out with friends.
How so?
Well, you always have that one friend who genuinely just wants the whole group to have a great time, right? No matter what you do.
Right. They're just happy to be there.
Exactly. And then you have the other friend who is aggressively pushing for their favorite food place, completely ignoring the fact that it is too pricey for half the group or way too far away.
Yes. We all know that friend.
Right. And the group naturally leans toward the first friend's choices because their self-focus is low, We just know they're looking out for the group's joy, not just their own.
That is a perfect real-life picture of it.
Mm.
And taking that into the work world, the person looking out for the group naturally becomes the heart of the team.
They just pull people in.
Yes. And this connects to how groups actually function in reality. Formal charts, like the typical top-down ladder, do not actually dictate how work gets done.
Really? But we obsess over those charts.
We do, but true, quiet power lies with the people who act as a bridge.
A bridge. What does that look like?
It means sitting in the space between two totally different groups. If you are the person who understands the design team's limits, but you also speak the language of the sales team, you are a bridge.
You sit right in the middle.
Right. Because you are linking two groups that would not normally talk well together, you gain huge value. You help ideas flow, not through force, but through being useful.
So a lot of this is psychology, and part of it is being a connector. But there's also a physical side to this, isn't there? Like what our bodies are doing before we even open our mouths.
Oh, the physical side is huge. Human beings process visual signs of skill in just a few seconds.
Really? That fast?
That fast.
Yeah.
And this is not about standing tall in a fake way or trying to look tough. Not at all.
No fake power poses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Calm, open body language reads as true skill. But to actually have that calm feeling, you have to look at the basic physical choices you make every single day.
Like what?
Well, for example, if you're running on just 4 hours of sleep, the clear thinking part of your brain is tired.
Yeah, you feel foggy.
Your ability to handle big feelings drops, which means in a high-stress meeting, you are way more likely to either snap at someone who questioned you or just completely freeze up and stay quiet.
Neither of which makes people trust you.
Right. Neither inspires calm.
It is so hard to project a calm, open vibe when your body is in fight or flight mode.
It is nearly impossible. That is why simple physical habits matter so much. Taking a short walk before a high-pressure talk helps clear out stress chemicals, bringing your energy to a steady place.
Just a simple walk?
Yes. And another massive factor is your phone.
Oh boy, the phone.
Checking your phone right before walking into a room splinters your focus.
I feel like every single person does that. You are standing outside the room or waiting for the video call to load, and you are just doom scrolling or firing off one last quick email.
We all fall into it, but there is a high cost. When you break your focus right before being with people, your eyes are restless, your mind is split, and your brain's reward system is pulling you away from the present moment.
You are physically there, but mentally somewhere else.
Exactly. And everyone else in the room quietly senses that scattered energy. They read it as low care or just a lack of groundedness.
They might not even know why they feel it, but they do.
Right. So putting the phone deep in your pocket, taking a real breath, and entering the space with singular focus, that right away sets a grounded, calm tone.
Okay, so we have the trust parts, the connector habits, and the calm physical presence. Knowing all this is great, but how does this translate into a boring Tuesday morning meeting? Because I feel like there are a lot of myths we need to bust here.
Oh, the myths are everywhere. The biggest one is that you have to be super outgoing to have an impact.
Yes. The loud person always gets the credit myth.
Right. But the truth is that quiet people often build much deeper trust because they use careful listening.
They aren't just waiting for their turn to talk.
Exactly. They aren't spending the whole meeting planning their next big speech.
What is another myth?
Another one is that you need to speak constantly just to prove you are paying attention.
Oh, the forced participation.
Yes. In reality, a clear, rare signal always beats constant noise. If you only speak once, but it pulls the whole messy chat together, your words carry 10 times the weight of the person who spoke 5 times just to hear their own voice.
That is so true. The person who waits, listens, and then sums it all up always wins the room.
Always. And the final big myth is the need to be liked by everyone.
Oh, people-pleasing?
Yes. Chronic people-pleasing actually ruins your track record.
Yeah.
True respect and the ability to hold a healthy, kind disagreement builds way more trust than just nodding along with everything.
I think we need to ground this in some real-life observation. You know, seeing this in the wild.
I agree. It helps to see it clearly.
Like, I was watching this marketing team a while ago, and there was this young woman, maybe late 20s.
Okay.
She was completely stuck, feeling like she was waiting for a title bump. She felt like her ideas were always being talked over.
That is such a common place to be.
Right, but then she stopped trying to pitch the loudest idea.
Ah, she lowered her self-focus.
Yes. During this totally stalled project chat where everyone was just arguing in circles, she didn't offer a magic fix. She simply asked one very clear question that just reframed the whole mess the team was stuck in.
That is brilliant. By doing that, she wasn't asking for power. She was offering clarity.
Exactly. And she instantly became the person that people looked to with zero change to her actual job title.
She became the bridge between the confusion and the fix.
Now, contrast her with another guy I observed once, an engineer in his 40s.
Okay, what was his approach?
He always assumed he wasn't a leader simply because he was naturally very quiet.
The introvert trap.
Yeah. But his moment came during a really messy product launch. Servers were failing, everyone was freaking out.
A high-stress event.
Huge stress. But his power came entirely from his physical and mental calm. While everyone else's stress chemicals were spiking and they were blaming each other, he stayed completely still.
He kept his center.
He took notes, found the breaking points, and laid out 3 basic next steps. He didn't yell or ask to lead. His steadiness made him the safest person in the room.
And remember, the brain always looks for safety first. His calm resilience became his quiet power from that day on.
It is amazing how that works. And then there is the entry-level feeling. You know, when you have zero formal say and no years of past work to lean on.
That could feel so discouraging for many.
How does someone young steer through that?
Well, I see a lot of people in that spot focus entirely on the daily habit of being reliable.
Just doing the small things right.
Exactly. I knew of someone who just used 2 simple habits for a few weeks. First, deep listening. He paid close attention to the small friction points different teams kept bringing up.
Just keeping his ear to the ground.
Right. And second, he followed through perfectly on tiny, low-risk promises. If he said he would send a quick summary email by 2 o'clock, it was in their inbox at 1:59.
No grand gestures, just quiet follow-through.
Exactly. By building a track record of flawless follow-through in small things, he proved he was safe. And naturally, the higher-ups started pulling him into bigger planning chats because they knew he was a vault of steady work.
A track record of small deposits. I really love that framing.
Yeah.
So, for the person listening right now who wants to start making those small deposits tomorrow morning, what are the daily actions they should focus on?
One key action is practicing clear, direct speaking.
What does that sound like?
This means stating your view plainly, without the pre-apologies, but still leaving room for group input.
Right.
So instead of saying, I think maybe this could work, but I'm not really sure, you say, I think we should take this path. Let's discuss where I might be missing the risks.
Oh, that feels so much better. You own your view, but you invite them in.
Exactly. You stay open.
That perfectly leads into the idea of being okay with being open, which is another crucial action point. I am always so struck by this funny contradiction in human nature.
What is that?
It feels incredibly backward that admitting a mistake actually makes people trust you more.
It does feel backward at first.
Right. We spend so much energy at work trying to look totally flawless, just polishing our armor. But trying to be perfect is actually terrible for building a real bond.
It puts up a massive wall.
It really does. If you just plainly say, you know, I do not have the answer to that right now, but I will dig into it and let you know by noon, it is almost a relief to the room.
Because you are proving that you value the truth of the project over the safety of your own pride.
Yes.
When you practice that gentle openness, you are telling the bouncer at the door of their mind that you are not hiding anything, you have no secret plans.
You are safe.
You are lowering your self-focus in real time, which naturally spikes the trust people place in you.
Unpacking all of this really fundamentally changes how you view office life, doesn't it?
It changes everything about how you walk into a room.
To bring this deep dive to a close, if we look at the whole picture, from the ancient brain seeking safety to lowering our self-focus to calming our bodies, the summary is so clear. True, lasting impact is not some magical glow that is handed out along with a shiny new promotion.
Not at all.
It is a daily, steady practice. It is the practice of consciously lowering your need for credit, protecting your physical calm, engaging in deep listening, and proving you are steady in the small, low-risk moments to build that track record.
It really is a shift from borrowing power from a piece of paper to generating real trust through your daily choices.
So as you go back to your day, I want you to reflect on your own daily habits. What is one small, specific choice you can make in your very next meeting?
Just one small thing.
Maybe it is catching yourself and dropping the "this might be a silly idea" opener.
That is a great start.
Or maybe it is choosing to be the bridge between two groups that just aren't talking to each other.
Mm.
Or maybe it is as simple as leaving your phone in your pocket for 5 minutes before you walk into the room so you can enter with a steady, clear presence.
Those small choices are exactly where the real change begins. And if there's one final thing to ponder as you step into your next meeting, it is this. If the true path to being heard is rooted in looking out for the group and dropping your own pride, then perhaps the most powerful person in any room is simply the one who needs the spotlight the least.
Wow, that is exactly it.
These thoughts, these questions, they don't have to stop here. Geeks Mindset has many more podcasts and videos just like this one. Subscribe to the channel and explore other episodes. They all flow the same thoughtful way. If this podcast felt genuinely useful to you, share it with even one person in your life. That one share can bring a real change in someone's life. And it helps Geeks Mindset reach more people who truly need this. If this brought you real value, look for the join button right next to the Geeks Mindset logo below this video. Click it and become a member of the Mindset Support Circle. Your support helps honest mindset awareness reach thousands who are silently struggling. Geeks Mindset moves forward because of you. Thank you so much from the heart for being here.